sedang bersusah hati, air matanya berlinang, mas intanya terkenang. Sawah, gunung, lembah, lautan, simpanan kekayaan. Kini ibu sedang lara, merintih dan menangis.
I am Donato Bitob. I belong to the Indigenous group, what we call the Tuali, a subgroup of the Ifugao ethno-linguistic group of the Cordillera. I also live in this place. Behind me is what we call the Muyong. It is a small woodland owned by the clan or a community. And above the Muyong, as a wide tracts of forest lands, which is owned by the community.
Use of the Muyong is to provide trees for the family that maintains it, and another one is to keep the area shaded, and one more is to provide firewood for the family, and of course sometimes they use it to take lumber for building their houses.
Our way of life revolves around the tilling of our rice terraces and protecting our Muyong and our communal forests.
We protect our forests here by clan because we inherit this forest from our four ancestors. That's why any family have a forest, then they will protect that forest. They do not allow other people to cut trees.
We have the traditional justice system here in Hungduan, wherein if persons in other communities cut trees in our Muyong, there is a justice system wherein they can find the person cutting the trees. During the past years, climate change has affected our lives here. There is too much precipitation, such that the soil has been softened and it has caused too much erosions. You see at my back, this is caused by erosions, too much rain, and then some of it are caused by forest degradation.
When the climate change coming in this earth, they are talking about red and another mechanism to saving the world.
Developed countries does not want to take responsibility to reduce carbon from GHG, and developed countries wants to investigate for reforestation and afforestation towards developing and underdeveloped countries.
Sawah, gunung, lembah, lautan, simpanan kekayaan. Kini ibu sedang.
I would like to express that I'm a little bit concerned, or people is concerned with the way how the international community is pushing forward with the rate market-based mechanism as a solution for climate change. We find that the way how they took decision for pushing through this rate mechanism is in complete exclusion of the indigenous peoples. And because indigenous peoples are not informed, are not involved in the decision-making process, so there is a serious issue with the denial of the indigenous people's right to free, prior, and informed consent.
If you look at only the question of the right to participation in decision-making process, actually there is no room and there is no any mechanism to ensure the participation of the indigenous people in the RED mechanism.
We, the indigenous people of Ifugao, is against RED, because if the RED is implemented, then the government will prohibit us in in getting resources from the Muyong.
เรามีปัญหาเรื่องเกี่ยวกับเรื่องของป่าไม้ที่อยู่อาศัยนะครับทุกวันนี้มีโครงการของรัฐบาลในการเวรคืนที่อยู่อาศัยเวรคืนป่าทั้งต่างๆเพราะว่าพวกเราอาศัยอยู่ในป่านี่มานานแสนนานตั้งแต่สมัยบรรพบุรุษเราอยู่กับป่ากินกับป่าเราช่วยกันอนุรักษ์ช่วยกันรักษาป่าแต่ว่าปัจจุบันเนี่ยรัฐบาลได้เวรคืนพื้นที่ต่างๆว่าตรงนี้เป็นเขตอุทยานตรงนี้เป็นเขตป่าสงวนทำให้ชาวบ้านที่เป็นชนเผ่าต่างๆที่อยู่ตามภูเขาเนี่ยไม่มีที่อยู่อาศัยต้องลำบากบางที่ถูกเรียกว่าขับไล่หรือว่าเนรเทศออกจากพื้นที่เพื่อไปอยู่ในที่ที่รัฐบาลจัดสรรให้บางครั้งเราจะเข้าไปอาศัยป่าเราก็ทำไม่ได้ครับนี่คือปัญหาที่มันเกิดขึ้นมาจริงๆแต่ว่า
Our people, our indigenous people, they have been protected their environment very carefully, and since ages we didn't had any problem like we are having now.
Indigenous peoples have been practicing their own knowledge since centuries ago.
In our place, we have to maintain our Muyong and our communal forest in order that the land or the area will not get so much dried, in order that the water will be maintained. And it's there where we could get our supply of water for the rice fields. And in another way, it's there also where we could get our drinking water. That's why we have free drinking water. We do not pay. We could not also survive in our own place if there's no water. That's why we have to strictly prohibit the denudation of our forest so that the water has to be maintained and we will be able to survive.
At my back is rice fields owned by the nearest community. If you will see, there is a canal with flowing water in it. That is what we call the indigenous engineering, wherein excess water from the rice field will go through it so that it will not cause erosions.
Ma'am, panagbiag mi dito ket simple lang. Agmulmula kami ti pagay, kamote, natnateng, ken daddu mga mabalin nga alaim mi nga kanin, sidain, kasjay.
We do not need REDD to help us because once the funds from the REDD will be accessed by our government, it will cause landlessness to us. The government will claim that we do not own the Muyong and the communal forest.
Ano iti kwa ti mariknayo no adaton ti umay manggundaway nga mangala karagitoy dakay kayo tayo nga intayo inayaywanan gan iso ti naging source mat iti panagbiag tayo ti inaldaw-aldaw.
No panggep ken dayta sigurado nga amin kami ditoy ilimi nga Hungduan madimik kayat ta apay kukuami nga rud ditoy apay adda manin ti umay mangala. Siguro kastamanin kanyayo ijay iliyo madiyumit lang kastamit lang kada kami ditoy.
Bihta khit blong lang bihta ta la ploi lan ta chu la ta hat ang ham bihta yet ta dinga him ta dinga tam la tam lo yet cứ ta thay sa nyu bui ham bui a cho le nyu bui nyu tut bui nyu chuông hay la bi bui la cho yo tut nam bui nyu năm bữa nó màu gần crom hôn gần cái nào có na giật vượt ta pi ta thò sam cái gấp ta tung gấp ta cà pia chun nó đó đứng chỗ lại ta bim hot lo bên non ta làm ta xem bong ta làm.
Rate is a market-based mechanism. It talks about market. It talks about a very different way of life about solving the climate crisis. it doesn't provide space for indigenous peoples to meaningfully take part in solving the climate crisis.
We indigenous people will be mostly affected negatively, very adversely by the RED mechanism. RED is only a mechanism through which industrialist countries or capitalist country actually can make more profit.
เพราะนั้นหลายๆที่แล้วที่รัฐบาลไม่สามารถดูแลได้เพราะว่ากลุ่มพี่น้องเนี่ยเราอยู่กับป่าเราช่วยกันดูแลป่ามาตลอดปัจจุบันพอเอาเข้าไปอยู่รัฐบาลจ้างคนมาดูแลเนี่ยเขาไม่มีจิตใจที่จะดูแลป่าอย่างจริงจังเหมือนพวกเรา
Indigenous people are the most affected people because we are not contributing like the other industries they are doing. We are the least destroyer, or you can say we are the least part of destroying the environment. We have already, we have always since time A, we have protected our environment. So from our side, we have given a slogan, forget red, listen to the indigenous people's voice for protecting our environment. And thank you.
Our rights, our ways, our knowledge are ignored by the government. Then what should we do as indigenous peoples?
Ensure the full and effective of participation indigenous people.
We must also to spread the what's the meaning of this red, what's the effect to our community and to our co-indigenous people, for them to know what's the effect of this red. And we must fight and to listen also to the voice of these indigenous people, to fight to our to save the planet and to fight to our humanity.
Forest is part of our life. That's where water came from, and that's where shelters, food, and other supplies that we need came from. We need water in our houses. Where does water come from? It comes from a tree. So a tree comes from a forest. If there's no forest, we'll have no water, and water is life. Because if we have no water, we have no water to drink, we can't live.
Air matanya berlinang.
We, the indigenous peoples of the world,
defend our land, life,
and resources.
Our forest is our soul.
Our land is our life.
Our river is our blood.
Our mountain is our God.
We are strong and proud,
son
and daughters of the soil.
We, the indigenous peoples of the world,
assert our right
to self-determination.
We don't ask for more,
and we don't want less.
Our forests are not for profit.
No.
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 no to REDD.
No to REDD.
No to REDD. No to REDD. Red. Listen to the indigenous people solution
for climate and social justice.
Berlutut dan berdoa.